everybody. It is Tuesday, July 22nd. My name's Cliff. I'm with Hamilton Transportation. Currently, I am headed down 95 down to Dundalk Marine Terminal on Port of Baltimore. Today, we are picking up an oversized Siemens Transformer. I think it's crated. We booked this load yesterday. It's not real heavy. It's like 25,000 pounds, but it is wide and it is pretty tall. I think it's like 11 feet tall. So we're picking that up at the port and we're taking it out to, I know it's not Newark. They had it on the load board as Newark, Ohio. It's actually like 20 miles west of that, but close enough, out by Columbus, Ohio. So we're going to take that out there. If you guys watched my video with the counterweight, the crane counterweight, where I picked it up out of Port of Baltimore, and I had lost my TWIC card. So still haven't found it, but we did order a replacement and we got a receipt for that. We were actually able to get a hold of port security, and they did grant me a 30-day exemption from having a TWIC card because I have that receipt that we ordered the new one. So I have the contact for the person that did that and the receipt that my TWIC card is on the way. So I should have no problem getting on the port today. That's the hope anyway. We'll see what happens when we actually get up here to the gate. Now we just got to deal with this little bit of traffic here. It gets backed up going through the tunnel, and the exit for the port off of 95 here is the last exit before the tunnel. We just have to get through the traffic trying to get to the tunnel, and then we'll get off, and then it'll ease up. Not a lot of freight moving here lately. We weren't able to find anything yesterday. We were hoping to get a load yesterday, but nothing was really paying anything, and I have promised myself that I'm not going to run for cheap unless I absolutely have to. So if we are looking on a Monday and there's nothing that's really paying good, then I've decided that I'm just going to stay home on Monday. If it comes to it, I'll take something for a little less on Tuesday. We can still get a 4-day weekend. But until freight starts moving again and these rates come up, there is no point in running yourself into the ground not making any money. Anyway, that's the plan for today. I'm going to pick this up. I won't even have to break down my trailer. It's going to be lifted on with a forklift. So I'll put that on, I'll strap it down, and then we'll be right back out the gate and headed out to Ohio. I try to avoid Pennsylvania Turnpike at all costs because it is very, very expensive, especially if you're heavy. We won't be real heavy today, but still, it's worth avoiding in a truck. So we're going to take 70 over to 68. We're going to run 68 through West Virginia, hit 79, take that back up to 70, out Pennsylvania on 70, and then we'll be right across to Columbus. I think they're staging trucks at a truck stop out there. I think it's the Pilot in Hebron, Ohio, and then bringing them in as they have room. So that's about, I don't know, probably 20 minutes away from job site. I guess it's limited access, not a whole lot of room on the site, so they have to bring the trucks in one at a time, kind of schedule. I figured we would call our contact out there as soon as we get loaded and we're on our way, and then we'll figure out what they want us to do. Hopefully it's not too much of a headache out there. I've had it before where I hauled air handlers before that were tall, out to where did those go? Indiana. It was a electric vehicle plant out there. I don't know if it was electric vehicles or if it was batteries. But anyway, hauled them out there, and you take it out, and then you have a huge job site, a huge building going up, and there's all kinds of different crews working and security, and by the time you get on and everything, if they're not running it efficiently, then you end up sitting for hours. So I've had that happen before. Hopefully that's not the case with this one. Hopefully it's pretty simple. But we won't find that out until we actually get out there and try to get it delivered. They actually streamlined the process to get onto the port down here. It used to be you had to pull in and pull up to a box that printed out tickets for you, gate pass, and then you'd have to call and talk to somebody there and verify your information, and then they would print out your gate pass. And then once you had that, you had to go to another gate, and where they would check your gate pass against your TWIC card and your driver's license, and then after that you could go into the port. Well, they've eliminated the first step in that process now, so there's no box that they spit out your gate pass at you. The problem with that was half the time they didn't work anyway, so you'd end up parking there and walking over to the security office where they'd hand you your gate pass. So I guess they finally figured that it's more efficient to just have one person do it. So now you just have to pull up to the gate, and they take your ID and everything and give you your gate pass, and then you can go on. All right, well, we'll see how this goes, getting checked in and getting onto the port this morning. Hopefully no problem, but cross your fingers. All right, guys, so my it worked, the email and everything, and for the replacement TWIC, it worked. So I'm on the port with very little issue. So she had to check with a supervisor, but I guess they had a list, or they had to text the supervisor there, and then they said, yeah, you're good. So hopefully getting off the port is just as painless. So now we will head back here to Mid-Atlantic Terminal and get checked in, which it is like 9:15. So usually they open at 8 o'clock. Usually by 9 o'clock the line has died down, and you can breeze right through. So that's what I'm hoping. But there is a line of trucks here. What is going on? Are they lined up for Chesapeake? They're lined up for Chesapeake. So we're gonna go around. Doesn't look like any of them are going to Mid-Atlantic. That's kind of ridiculous. You have all these guys waiting for no reason, and I can't fit through here. I guess I should have gone around the other way. So Shed 12 goes left up here, and Mid-Atlantic goes right. There's currently nobody going right, and yet I can't get through because everybody waiting for Shed 12 is blocking the lane to go right up here. It's just ridiculous. More shit on the port. If they wouldn't have parked these cars in a travel lane, I'd be able to get through. Oh, there's one going. Maybe we'll get some room here. You going to Shed 12? Are you going to Shed 12?
I haven't even checked that yet.
Yeah, well, Mid-Atlantic is to the right. I don't think anybody's going right.
all day. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. If they wouldn't have parked all these cars here, then we could. You going to shed 12? Yeah, I'm going to Mid-Atlantic. I gotta make a right at the stop. I guess. Yeah, there's nobody going to Mid-Atlantic. There's nobody going right up there. Yeah. I've never seen it. I've never seen it backed up like this. Crazy. Yeah, I'm not trying to cut. I'm just trying to go right. All right, well, we got through that mess. So everybody was lined up going to shed 12 and they were blocking both lanes to get over here to Mid-Atlantic. Which is just kind of ridiculous. But now we made it. Hey, front row parking. We are checked in. Actually got a brand new building down here. I haven't been in that one before. And it's all like one-stop shopping. Before you had to check in one building, you went to one place, and then the next had to see two people in one building and then leave and see a third person in another building. And then they'd send you where you're going to pick up. Now it's just in a line, you know, 3 people all in one building. Then you're checked in and you go. So that's pretty nice. Alright, so they sent us in between sheds, which should be right here on the left. I think. They got a bunch of stuff here. It might be this next one too. I think it's this next one. I don't think that first one is a shed. So I think this is where we're supposed to be. See what they say. Hopefully they come find me. Alright, so I spoke to that gentleman on the forklift. He said this is in fact in between the sheds. So they should be around and get me loaded up here pretty soon. I'm just gonna grab my straps and stuff. I think this thing's only 25,000 pounds. So I think I'm gonna grab my big straps out of the well, and I think I have 4 big ones. I may have 6. If I have 6 big ones, I'll grab all 6. If I only have 4, I'll grab 4 of those and then 2 smaller ones. And then that should be good for securing this thing. I'm gonna set it more towards the truck because it's not very heavy, and that way I can run with my lift axle up. So yeah. Alright, I think I got everything I need out of the well before they set this thing on top of it, and I'm not able to access anything. I'll have to look at the crate If I think it needs some edge protectors on top of it, I'll have to grab those out before they load it on. So don't let me forget, okay? Make sure I check the crate and put some get edge protectors out. But I got my banners, I got my flags for the four corners, I got securement straps, and I grabbed a couple 3/8 chains out. The problem with those straps, they have slip hooks on the end and they won't actually go over the side rails of my trailer. So I'm gonna try to get this thing in a way that I can use some D-rings on the trailer, hopefully at least 2 sets of those to go across with straps, and then I might use the chains so I can get hooked onto the side of the trailer, and then I can hook the strap chain hooks onto the actual chains. So we'll just have to do it, you know, make it work. But yeah, I'm gonna put my banners up, and then we should be ready to get this thing secure once they come over and get it loaded. All right, sorry guys, I didn't actually get him loading that. Once they came over and got me, it was like rush, 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 get the forklift over here, get the crate on. But that's what we got. It's just a big old crate. So this is a transformer. So now I'm gonna put air to the axles and get it aired up. I have to check the height on it. I don't know if it's gonna be high or not, so that's the first thing I wanna check. And then I'm just gonna confirm the weight. They said it was 25,000 pounds, so it really shouldn't be a problem weight-wise. But let's put some air here, and we'll get some pressure built up. And then I will get my height stick and check the height. So I measured the height and we are at 13.7.5. So I'm gonna call that 13.8. I tried lowering my rear suspension a little bit, but with the lift axle up, when I lowered, it puts those back tires real close to the ground. I don't like that. If we pull the permit at 13.8, it won't be a big deal. It won't even affect the route, I'm sure. So we're good there. So we are 9 feet 5 inches wide. We'll probably permit at 9.6, and 13 feet 8 inches high, which is only 2 inches over legal. So not a big deal there. I am good as far as weight goes on the back, and I'm good on the tandems at 50 psi. We're nowhere near 34. So we are good to go. I'm gonna call Jen, give her the measurements so she can start pulling some permits, and then we will get this thing secured. All right, Jen is working on permits. So conveniently, they do have some big lash points there. So I can go ahead and use those with my chains, and then I'll put a couple straps. I tried to line my straps up with those edge protectors, or those metal plates there, so I don't damage the crate. We got the back one done. So that's nice and tight. Now I don't have 2 more shackles. I have some big shackles, but I don't think that would work. So I only have 1 more shackle. So what I am going to do is I am going to take the hook off of the end of this chain, feed it through the eyes, and then put it back on over there and hook it. So I used to carry cotter pins. I don't think I have any cotter pins. So let's see what we can do here. I had cotter pins in the toolbox that I kept on the truck, but I recently took the toolbox off of the truck, and I didn't even think about pulling those cotter pins out, that I might need them. So we're gonna have to reuse this one. Hopefully I don't mess it up too much. Hopefully it doesn't break. There we go. Still intact. I probably should have put a little bit farther back on the trailer. But when the guy pulled up with the forklift, it was like perfect right there, and I didn't want to mess with it too much because we got it first shot. What I could do is just pull it the rest of the way through, and I can put my binder on this side, and I wouldn't even have to put my hook back on until I get there and take it out. That's what I think I'll do. A little pre-planning. Just stick that back in there like that, and I'll throw it in the truck. So that didn't really draw it as tight as I would like. I wonder if I can get another link chain. That's tight. Alright, so now we got two 3-inch chains on it. So that is good. Right around 12,000 pounds of securement, because those are indirect tie downs. So they go from the trailer over the load or over those lashing rings, and they're pulling down on the load. So you get the full working load limit of your grade 73H chains, which is 6,600 pounds. So that in itself would actually be just about enough securement. Well, it would be enough securement at 25,000 pounds, but for the sake of it looking pretty and a little more peace of mind, I'm going to put a couple 4-inch straps over it as well. Those also have a 6,000 pound working load limit, so that will put us well over the 12,500 pounds we need to secure this 25,000 pound crate. I'm hoping my straps are long enough. If they're not, then I don't know what we're gonna do.
so straps are not long enough. So I'm gonna improvise. I have another 3/8 chain underneath this thing. Oh, perfect. Wait, there's one right there if I can dig it out. Yep. So that's my solution for that. I'm just gonna take a chain and then we'll hook to that. Technically you're not supposed to do that, but if it's between that and not putting a strap across it, then I'm gonna go ahead and do that. All right, and I put a half twist in the strap, so that should stop it from making a whole bunch of noise as we go down the road. First time with that one. I'm a little out of practice throwing straps. I used to do it all the time because I ran a flatbed, but I haven't done it in a while, to be honest. We've got our 2 straps and 2 chains, which is plenty of securement. All right, kids, we are all packed up and ready to go. So there's a look at it. You can see we got our chains in the front, our straps over the top, flags on the 4 corners. We've got our flags in the back. Turn our lights on, so we got our flashers going, and we are good to go. So I'm gonna snap a couple pictures of this thing, and then Jen said we already have our Maryland permit in the email, so we're good there. And then I am gonna hit the road. How you doing?
Just the ticket, please.
Okay.
ID.
Well, if you'd let me talk.
Huh?
I don't have my TWIC. I lost it. I had special permission to be on the port.
This is from Gina.
It's from Katie Pickett.
Okay, from Miss Bowen. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Be safe.
Alright, so no problems getting off the port either, so that was good. You guys are gonna have to ride in here with me today because there's no place to put a camera on that crate. The only place I could stick my little magnetic mount would be up on top where those metal edge protectors are. And sorry, I love you guys, but I'm not climbing up on a 12-foot high crate on top of a trailer and end up falling and breaking my head open or something. So you're just gonna have to ride with me. just made it into West Virginia. Stop, check the load, make sure everything's still tight, which it is. Probably tighten the straps a little bit. So we have covered about, I think, almost 200 miles so far from the port. We have another 220 to go today to get to a little hotel just outside of Columbus where 70 and 270 meet. So we'll be staying the night tonight. So, and then from there, I think we're only about 20 miles to delivery on this. Maybe a little over 20. So, but we're rolling pretty well so far. I don't know where else I can put you guys, get you a view. Yeah, not much to see of this thing anyway. It's just a box. So. But yeah, we're gonna keep on rolling. I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Alright guys, we have made it here just outside of Columbus to Comfort Suites. I've never stayed at this one before, so we'll see how it is tonight. I have a nice big parking lot for trucks. It does have a few potholes in it. I don't know if you'd call those potholes or craters or what you would call it, but it is a nice big lot, easy to get in and get turned around and backed into a spot. So no complaints. We are, I think, about 20 miles from delivery in the morning. So I'll be able to get up nice and early, get that over there and get it delivered. We're struggling to find anything. I thought we had a load, a little short run for tomorrow, picking up out of Uniontown, PA, but the broker's being, I don't know, he hasn't set a rate con yet. He's trying to get us to do another load on the back end of that one, and we're not really interested in that. So I don't know what he's trying to do. But if we don't get that load, then we'll have to look for something in the morning. I don't know. But for the meantime, I'm going to go in and get checked in, spend the night here, and then we will hit the road in the morning. Morning, guys. Well, we're up soon after sunrise. It's about 6:30. I just spoke to the gentleman there at the job site where this transformer is going. So he gave me some final directions to get in there. So I got that. We were about 25 minutes or half an hour away. So let's hop in the truck and get this done.
doing?
All right, how are you?
Not too bad. Hey, you see where my forklift's parked right there, the big one? How that gravel, you have a lane and then it transitions down.
Yeah.
When I have these trucks moved, if you can, just swing your semi as close as you can to the edge of that so I don't have to bring my forklift up onto that transition when I have you staged. So just park as far as you can over.
Yeah, so you want me this way?
Straight, just like we're
straight?
sitting.
Just with the my trailer just down off of those stones.
Yeah, just right on the edge of it. It'll be pretty noticeable.
All right. All right, guys, we got here. Now it's time to get this thing unchained, and then they're gonna pick it off with that big yellow forklift over there behind this guy. We got it ready to come off. We're just waiting for the guy to come back so he can operate the forklift and pick it off of here. As you can see, this job site, they have a ton of these things. So this is a power substation up here in New Albany, Ohio. So I guess they're building it, and that's why it needs so many transformers, I guess. So, but yeah, we'll this guy gets back, we'll get this thing unloaded, and then we will head out and see what else we can find for the day. Hey! Yep. Alright guys, I'm going to sign off there for now because I think they want me out of the way, so I will talk to you in a little bit. Alright. As you saw, that guy picked that off with a forklift. I will say that
I think that was about all that forklift could handle. I could see the back end starting to lift a little bit when they picked that off. But it worked. So that one is done. I'm headed back out of the job site here. And I guess I'm just going to head down to the Loves. There's a Loves like 15 miles away. So I'm going to head down there. We haven't been able to find anything else. So I guess we'll sit there for a little bit and then we'll have to decide if we want to wait out here, if we want to head home. So, but we'll probably get something. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I know I got a comment about reading permits, and I will do that, I promise. But this one was just width and a couple inches of height. So I want to do that when I have something big on. You know, and I can show you what an actual overweight, oversized permit looks like, and you know how to read it and all the restrictions and all that stuff. So I will do that. I just want to do it with a permit that's worth doing it on. But yeah, thank you guys for watching the video. And got me over 1,000, so we're good there. Got monetized, so that makes me happy. So we're just gonna keep on building, and I'll keep recording these loads. If you guys like what I'm doing, like the video. If you enjoy the content, subscribe. Tell your friends if they're into that, into heavy hauling or trucks or equipment or whatever. So from New Albany, Ohio, this is Cliff with Hamilton Transportation. Thanks for riding along on this one, and I will see you in the next video.